A few years ago I spent a weekend glued to my computer drinking tons of coffee and barely sleeping. Occasionally I'd feel an itch on my arms like a stray hair. I'd brush it off and return to my screen. As the itching grew more frequent, I wondered if I was imagining things or just sleep deprived. Then I noticed tiny spiders on my arms. Was I going crazy? Were these hallucinations? Returning to my screen, I saw thin webs glistening in the light and tiny spiders floating by. They were real. I found a hole in the ceiling from which they were falling. I blasted wasp spray into the hole and hundreds of tiny spiders poured out, covering me. I got home late from work and walked right into a huge spider web on my front stoop. Initially I shrugged it off, but then I looked down and saw 20 to 30 baby spiders on me. Freaking out, I noticed their enormous parent spiders on my door, almost the size of a hand. I dashed to the back door, stripped off my clothes, and jumped in the shower. I watched as the spiders fell out of my hair. I got home late one night with my phone about to die. I always plugged it into the outlet under my bed. Exhausted, I reached under the bed for the charger, but instead found a squishy sack. I poked and squeezed it until I felt hundreds of tiny legs crawling up my arm. Screaming, I pulled my arm out and saw about 30 baby spiders. I shook them off, told my parents, and jumped in the shower. It turned out to be a baby spider sack, and there was a larger mother spider under my bed. One night, I woke up to something huge crawling in my bed. Half asleep, I jumped out, assuming it was a spider. I bravely flung the covers off, but nothing was there. Thinking it was just a dream, I went back to sleep. The next night, I felt it again, this time on my arms. I ran to my parents' room and my dad, unafraid of spiders, checked my bed but found nothing. Convinced it was a dream, I went back to sleep. The following night, it happened again. This time, I saw the biggest spider I'd ever seen, bigger than a tarantula. It quickly crawled under my bed and out of sight. While staying with my grandma for the weekend, I was exhausted after a day's work with my uncle. I fell into the guest bed and watched TV for about 10 minutes before deciding to sleep. It was a hot night, and I kept flipping my pillow for the cool side. When I did, I felt something furry press against my face. I jumped up and saw a giant Huntsman spider on my pillow. I fell to the other side of the bed, and the spider took off at lightning speed. I'm pretty sure it's still in my grandma's house.